It's crazy the feedback we've gotten off the 90-day guarantee so far. All positive.
Oh, yeah?
Super positive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so... oh, wait, we're recording. Oh, hey. So everyone out there got to know about our 90-day guarantee. So make sure you go to dhrea.com and find out more information on Deacon Hoover Real Estate Advisors 90-day guarantee. That's a cheap plug, my friend. Welcome to Real Estate Investing with Alex Deacon.
You don't get any cheaper than that.
My name is Adam.
That was the Walmart of plugs.
Oh, we're doing cheap plugs today. Listen, obviously, guys, we led you in with a little quick advertisement there, but I'm glad Alex was in the dark about that. Listen, find us, as you heard, on the internet, dhrea.com. Find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Search Deacon Hoover. You'll find us that way. Go to YouTube. You'll find us on there. All our podcasts, we got some videos on there as well. We got 2 different meetup groups on meetup.com Alex runs. Alex Deacon's Property Management, or Alex Real Estate Investment. Alex Deacon's Real Estate Networking Group. Having a rough day here, ladies and gentlemen. And the Pittsburgh Landlord Group. Also look at Pittsburgh Property Management and Alex at alexdeacon.com if you need to get a hold of him. Today, my good sir, the Deacon. It's the Deacon in the state, the Steel City Savior and the Deacon of Real Estate. It's a very holy arrangement today. But what we're going to be talking about...
And you're the Prince of Podcasts.
The Crown Prince of Podcasting.
Yeah.
Yes. I saved that for my wrestling stuff, my nerd stuff, though. Wait, I'm giving away too much here. But what we're going to talk about today, we want to help you guys self-manage your property instead of hiring a management company. We know we're in real estate. We know that we manage properties, but we want you to manage your own. And today, even if you live out of state, it can be done. We're going to teach you the way. This is why we have the Deacon here. This is the man of a wealth of knowledge, if you will.
Yes, we're going to teach you how to. I'm just going to give you information. I'm not going to really teach you anything, right? I'm going to just
inform people.
Information is power, but no. I think it's Tony Robbins says this. Information is potential power, right?
Ooh, yep.
Unless you implement it, it's just
Words.
It's like the Jeopardy game.
Yep.
It's just no. That's the only place for information and being able to retain it is actually worth something.
Yeah, right.
It's Jeopardy, right? Because if you don't really put it to use, then it's just useless information. It's potential power.
And staying in alphabet soup in your brain.
This is going to be information for you. Now, believe me, like property management isn't for everybody. So, some folks are just not cut out to do their own property management. And I don't know who that is. Only you will know that once you start and you do it and you just decide it's not to your liking. But how you can, and I've seen it happen a few times. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of organizational skills and the ability to hire the right people, monitor them, hold them accountable, treat them right, and pay them fair. But organizing all that. That's why you hire a management company, because we have all that. Mm-hmm. It's all one-stop shop. But there is some waste there too. If you're really good at organization and hiring and keeping track of everything on your own, you're going to do it less expensively and more efficiently than a management company, including my own. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? But there's only, if you only have a couple units, maybe you just want to manage them yourself, especially if you're local. But some people don't want to be bothered, and I understand that. Once you get up to a certain amount of units, then it does take a lot more effort and skills to get everything rolling correctly, and there's not everybody's cut out for that. But the key to being able to do this, let's pick on someone who lives out of state. Okay, so you would think that would be really difficult to property manage, because who's going to show the apartment? Mm-hmm. Who's going to check on it? Who's going to take applications from the tenants?
Right.
Who's going to handle the repairs? Who's going to make sure and do walkthroughs or inspections after the tenant moves out? Who's going to do all that? Who's going to go to an eviction for you?
Right.
You're going to have to hire an attorney to go to the eviction in a lot of cases. Maybe you can get power of attorney to have somebody show up for you and do that. But there's a lot of moving parts there. So you have to ask yourself this: if you don't want to do the management yourself, like me personally, me, Alex, Deacon, I don't want to manage my duplex. Then now you have to get team members, right? So who do you need? You're going to need probably an attorney. So find a good attorney to consult with, and if you need them for evictions. Someone who can clean.
Cleaner.
Carpet cleaning. Some contractor. So maybe a general contractor who can sub all this out. Maybe they have a cleaner, maybe they have a carpet guy, maybe they have a painter. But again, a general contractor is going to make a profit too. So maybe you're really tight on your numbers and you want to micromanage everything. So now you're going to have to get team members for each and every one of these segments.
Gotcha.
You're going to have an electrician. You're going to want to have a plumber. You're going to want to have an HVAC person. This is the team you're going to have in place. You might not never need an electrician, but when you do, you should at least have maybe one that you have some rapport with, or you've met and talked to. Maybe you've interviewed 2 or 3 electricians, and you get a good feel for this guy, and then you keep him in your database that you're going to call someday if you need him. Okay, then you're going to need a person, boots on the ground, who's going to be making sure that these folks are able to get into the unit. Who are they going to call the tenant? Are they going to organize things with the tenant? Are they going to organize things with your boots on the ground property manager? You don't have to have a property company. You can have just a person that you interview who maybe wants to do this part-time. Maybe they have a 9-to-5 job, right? Mm-hmm. And this person is available to take calls during the day. Okay, that's cool. They can have a regular job, but they can take a couple calls during the day. That's a good guy or a good gal to hire. Maybe they have some experience with property management. Maybe they are a hybrid where they can actually do some of the property management, like show the units, take the applications, but they can also they're skilled enough to do repairs. Like they can paint, they can change locks, they can clean. So maybe somebody who's a hybrid that can do all that is a gold mine if you can find someone like that. And they have to have some experience, some level of being able to use computers and emails and stuff like that too, because they're going to be working with some sort of online software. So let's talk about finding new tenants. You're probably going to want to use some sort of online service that offers the tenants can go on, pay for the application via credit card or something like that, and then they'll fill out the application. Then that service will run their credit and criminal background check, and then who's going to review that? Are you going to review the applications, or are you just going to rely on your boots on the ground person here to review the applications? So this is not going to happen overnight, but once you can assimilate this team, boy, that was a big word.
Assimilate.
I don't even know that. Is that proper?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it. Someone out there way smarter than me is going to be like, Alex is an idiot. Assimilate has nothing to do with what he's talking about.
Sounded good to me.
Once you put together this team, then it's going to be quite easy actually to expand, right? So now you can go buy 3 or 4 more units, and you already have your team in place.
Right.
The real challenge is getting that team in place. That's the real challenge. Putting that team in place and maintaining that team, because you're going to have people quit or people that do poorly, and you're going to have to fire them and hire someone else. But if you're willing to do that work, you can do this. I managed my own properties for many years. I didn't know what I was doing at first. I just did it. I live local, so it was relatively easy for me. It wasn't easy, but
easier.
It was easier for sure, yeah, because I could keep an eye on stuff, and I would go and clean the apartment, or I would go and meet the painter, and I would get prices and stuff like that.
Can you imagine trying to do that now?
Oh, with me, with my schedule, no, it would be counterproductive. It would be like, it would just be silly as hell. I mean, it wouldn't make sense. That would be micromanaging to the extent where you're being, as we said before, penny wise and pound foolish.
Correct.
So it absolutely can be done. The other challenge, the management challenge is the learning curve. Knowing things that you couldn't possibly really pick up by reading a book. You're going to have to just continually be learning. Learning about proper notices to why tenants aren't paying their rent. They're not paying their water bill. Sending out notices to the borough is calling because their grass is high. They're not cutting the grass. Well, what happens when that takes place is the borough's going to find you. We have it all the time. It happens all the time. Hedges are high, grass is high. Borough's going to find you. They don't give a crap who lives there. So now you, as the property manager or owner, you have to hire someone to go cut the grass, trim the hedges, pay that person, and now that goes on the tenant's ledger as money they owe you. Mm-hmm. And then you have to communicate with that tenant, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Tenant, this was $300 to cut this 1 foot high grass and clean up all the dog poop that you have there and to trim all the hedges. How are you going to pay me that? And if they don't pay you, then what do you do? Let's say they're paying their rent, but they owe you that $300. Do you evict them? Do you start an eviction process? Do you want to get rid of them, or you just put that on their ledger and know that's coming off their security deposit someday?
You probably wouldn't evict them, right? Because you'd almost lose, depending on what they're paying a month, you might lose that.
Yeah. So here we go with, do I evict them?
Right.
They've been there 20 years. I inherited them when I bought the place. I know darn well when they move out, I'm going to have to spend $20,000 in a kitchen, carpet, paint, windows. The furnace is very old. I'm going to have to spend $25,000 to make this a nice rental again. But I'm going to get $1,000 a month. Right now I'm getting $700.
Right.
Do I want to evict them over $300?
No.
You're just going to have to keep calling and collecting, just like a credit card company calls you and says, I need paid. You're going to have to do the same thing. So you are now a collections person, a property manager, you're a repair person. You're doing it all, but you can hire this. You can find team members that'll do this for you. But you are the orchestrator of this. You're in charge of it all, putting that team together. And some people just don't have the time, effort to do that, or nor do they want to. And then that's when you really should hire a property management company. I think you had a question, and I just kept talking.
No, that's right. I was going to say, and this is probably just trivial, but with the $300 example, is that something that, for anybody that might potentially want to self-manage out there, something you could just set up a payment plan, and they might owe you $300. Just give me an extra $25 a month until it's paid.
Of course. Yeah, we do it all the time with back due rent, or hey, I'm a little behind. My car, you hear that the car broke down, so yeah, you set them up on a payment plan. And if let's just say, a lot of times we'll pay the water bill. So we pay the water and sewage bill in a lot of cases on a single family because it's lienable in many instances. And if the tenant's not paying it, that you have to pay it at some point. So what we'll do is we'll pay it. It's very cumbersome and it's a accounting nightmare to do it, and it's just more work. But we'll pay the bill, and then we bill back the tenant every month. So it's just another step in the process. But sometimes you get tenants that don't pay that water bill back. Then that water bill is like $800, $900, $1,000. At that point, you're probably going to start an eviction, right? Because that's no different than rent.
Right.
If they owe you $700 a month in rent, and they owe $1,000 in a water bill that's accumulated over the past 8 months or 10 months, you're going to start an eviction. And at that point, the tenant might say, hey, look, I don't want to leave. I don't want to be evicted. Set me up on a payment plan. Okay, you're going to pay an extra $100 a month. Once you pay off that $1,000, we'll be good. Or another option is, how about we do this? Your rent's $700. This is kind of a keen way to get a rent increase. Your rent is $700. How about if I just charge you $750? We're going to raise your rent to $750. Then in about what would that be? $1,000. In 20 months, you'll be paid off.
Right.
But you don't say that to them. You say, how about if we do this? I'm just going to wipe out that $1,000. We're going to raise your rent $50 a month. Now you got a $50 a month increase that over time could be more money than setting them up on a payment plan, which goes away once they get caught up. Mm-hmm. And they don't realize that. They're just happy knowing that bill's gone.
Right.
And they don't really feel that $50 extra a month.
Right, correct.
So you get creative. But yeah, if you want to do this on your own, absolutely can do it. You just have to continually educate yourself. You're going to get to learn the ins and outs of this business, which is very intricate, and it's very tenant friendly. legal system and laws and such. So you have to know that, you know, where you can overstep your bounds and when you can say something and when you can't. And
know the area,
know the market, and then get that team together. And some people can do that and have the ability to. I would not be able to do that because I'm just not that organized. That's why I started the management company, so that because this is not what I'm good at.
right?
And so you need to ask yourself and do the mirror test. Am I good at this? Am I going to be able to follow through with this? Or should I just not try to reinvent the wheel and let me just interview 2 or 3 management companies and go with the one I feel the best about?
Gotcha.
Boom. Drop the mic.
Look
I'm
at
done.
that. And the mic is smoldering when you drop
done.
it. Yeah.
But I hope this was helpful, and I hope some people will be able to take something from this and maybe self-manage their own properties.
It's like Prince said on Chappelle's shows, gather your team. And that's the biggest takeaway right here. Build your team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're going to self-manage, build your team. Make sure it's a team you can trust. Make sure it's people that you know.
Yep.
And make sure there are people that are good. Otherwise, it could be cumbersome. And and then you'll end up hiring a management company anyway. So, Alex, fantastic as always.
Great.
Fantastic as always. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this segment, how to self-manage instead of hiring a management company. Again, if you need to contact us, Deacon Hoover on all your social media outlets. Facebook, Instagram right now are extremely, extremely busy for us. I've noticed. So follow us on both of those. We're still on Twitter. We're still on LinkedIn. You can find us there too. We're still on YouTube. You can find us. Need to get a hold of Alex at alexdeacon.com. And again, it's pittsburghmanagement.com, dhrea.com. For Alex, for myself, and for everyone else here at Deacon Hoover Real Estate Advisors, we thank you, and we will see you next time.